Hey guys, welcome back. It's been a while since I've had anything posted, but I'm going to start working on this little skid loader here, and I thought I'd make a video of it. This is a Mustang 310, very similar, I believe, in vintage to the 345 of my dad's that you guys have seen me work on before. The story behind this little machine is a good family friend of ours has had it for quite some time. I believe they actually bought it new, and back in the day they needed it to get into a shorter barn that they had. Well, since then they've had it sitting around for a long time. They really don't use it anymore, and so I am borrowing it indefinitely at this point. They basically told me take it, use it, take care of it, and if we ever want it back, we'll let you know. I'm guessing that's probably not going to happen, but we'll see how it goes. In the meantime, I'm going to treat it as if it were my own. Part of the reason they really didn't use it anymore is because it started running like crud. I guess I do not know if this is the original engine for this machine. It's only got, on the hour meter, it's only got 1,333 hours, and the hour meter works. Now I don't know if the hour meter has always been there or not, or if it's been replaced or anything like that. But it's a Kohler 16 horse, and I feel like that wouldn't have been what this machine would have had on it originally for an engine. The other thing that makes me think that is in the back cover there's a hole cut for the exhaust where the exhaust comes out, which also makes me think that this isn't the original engine for this machine. Anyways, it's kind of an interesting engine. It's an opposing twin, 16 horse Kohler, and it doesn't run very good. It kind of misses, and it doesn't have the power it should. Sometimes it has good days and bad days, but sometimes it can hardly even pull itself around. And so I'm just going to kind of do a basic tune-up to begin with here. Change spark plugs. I'm sure the oil filters and stuff like that, just by looking at them, probably haven't been changed since sometime in the 80s, based on logos and things that are on them. So we're just going to go ahead and do a general service and make a few little adjustments and see if that fixes how the motor runs, and we'll go from there. But I'll keep you guys along with me, and if I find anything exciting, I'll share it with you. Go ahead and just run the machine a little bit from back here where I can kind of control things and just see if it's maybe something with throttle positioning. The previous owner had thought that they had jimmy rigged the throttle cable, but from what I can see here, everything looks to be operating the way it should be and hooked up the way it should be. But he thought maybe it just wasn't getting the full throttle, but looking at like the spark plugs and stuff like that, I think it's very possible we could be dealing with something like that instead. But I'm going to open the door here quick and fire it up. So the first thing I did there is it doesn't allow it to idle at all. If you throttle it back, it kills the engine. I think a big part of our lack of power here is due to the throttle cable just not being set properly. When you move the throttle all the way up, you really don't get very many RPMs out of the engine. So I'm thinking that's probably the biggest factor. But unfortunately, I don't know what this engine is designed to run at. And so I'm going to see if I can't do a little bit of digging and find an RPM range, and then I'll have to bring home a timing light from work that's got RPMs on it so that I can see if we're anywhere close to that range. But because I don't want to over rev the engine. But I'm definitely going to crank it up a little bit and see if that makes a difference. It's still got a little bit of a miss, a little bit of a pop to it when it's revved up higher. So we're definitely going to do spark plugs, oil change, all that kind of stuff. But that could just be that simple. But I'm going to go do a little bit of research and see what I can find on the engine specs.